Welcome, gents. A Sigma male does not search for the world. He studies it from a distance and then walks his own path. There is something different about men who move with quiet purpose. They are not loud. They do not chase attention. They do not need to be the center of anything. Yet they always stand out. A Sigma male becomes memorable because of the small things he does when nobody is watching, the habits he builds, the interests he follows, the hobbies that shape the kind of man he is becoming. This video is not about the common ideas people throw around. It is about the honest truth behind what Sigma males enjoy doing and why these hobbies carry so much power. These activities are not for show. They are not meant to impress anyone. They are the way Sigma males protect their time, strengthen their mind, and stay grounded in a world that constantly tries to influence who you are. If you are watching this, there is a strong chance you will recognize yourself in these habits. Maybe you have never enjoyed following the crowd. Maybe you have always felt more alive when you are learning something new on your own. Maybe you carry a silent drive that pushes you to think deeper than people around you. If that sounds like you, then stay with this video until the end. You will understand yourself better, and you will gain a clearer picture of your own strength. Let's get started, gents. Number 1. Learning skills that nobody asked them to learn. There is a strange and powerful thing about Sigma males that most people never understand. While everyone else learns skills because they saw a trend or because someone told them it would look good on a resume, Sigma males move in a different direction. They learn skills that nobody asked them to learn, skills that do not impress the crowd at first glance, skills that do not always make sense to others, but they make perfect sense to the Sigma mind. For a Sigma male, learning is not a performance. It is not a way to look smart or to prove anything. It is a private craving. Their mind gets hungry for mastery. When they find a skill that pulls them in, they go all the way into it. It could be coding, it could be lockpicking, it could be chess, it could be something as simple as understanding how machines work. The skill itself does not matter. What matters is the challenge, the quiet thrill of becoming good at something without anyone noticing. This is why Sigma males often surprise people. One day you discover they can fix a device you thought was damaged forever, or they can understand a strategy you never even saw coming, or they have built a system that solves a problem you did not even realize was slowing you down. Their competence looks effortless, but it is built from hours of silent learning. What makes this even more interesting is that Sigma males do not chase applause. They learn because mastery brings peace. The moment they understand something deeply, they feel grounded, calm, centered. It gives them a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. This habit also gives them an edge. While others depend on experts, trends, or group knowledge, Sigma males become self-sufficient. Their private skills become their silent strength. People wonder how they stay ahead, how they always seem prepared, how they solve problems quietly. The truth is simple. Sigma males learn for the sake of knowing, and that kind of learning builds a power that cannot be faked. Number 2, keeping a mental map of every exit, weak spot, and opportunity. There is something almost unsettling about the way Sigma males enter a room. They do not rush in, they do not make noise, they do not force their presence. Instead, they scan, quietly, calmly, completely. While everyone else is distracted by chatter or trying to get comfortable, the Sigma mind is already studying the entire environment without moving a muscle. To a Sigma male, every place is a puzzle waiting to be solved. It could be a house, a party, a meeting room, or even a street. Their mind goes into silent observation mode. They notice the exits first, not because they are paranoid, but because knowing the way out gives them peace. It makes them feel in control. They know exactly where to go if things shift, or if the energy in the room changes, or if someone brings unnecessary chaos. Next, they look for weak spots, not in a dark or malicious way, but in a strategic one. They pick up on details others ignore, a door that does not close properly, a person who cannot be trusted, a conversation that hints at tension, a plan that has a flaw. Sigma males see these things instantly because they are wired to read the world on a deeper level. And then there is the part most people never notice. Sigma males are constantly tracking opportunities. They see possibilities where others see nothing. A connection that could be valuable, a gap that can be filled, a chance to move at the right moment. They piece together information the way a chess player plans several moves ahead. This mental map becomes their silent advantage. It is why they rarely get caught off guard. It is why they remain calm even when situations shift. It is why people often wonder how they predict things that others miss completely. What looks like natural intuition is actually trained awareness. What looks like luck is actually silent strategy. And what looks like calm confidence comes from knowing exactly where everything is and what it means. Sigma males are not just present in a room. They understand it, they read it, they master it in silence. Number 3, getting lost in deep rabbit holes. One of the most intriguing things about Sigma males is the way they fall into deep rabbit holes. Not the casual kind where someone watches a few videos and moves on. No, Sigma males disappear into a subject until they understand it from the inside out. Their curiosity is not shallow. It is not temporary. It is a silent fire that pushes them to explore the world with a level of focus most people cannot match. It always starts the same way. Something catches their attention, a detail, a question, a strange idea. And before they know it, they are diving into books, lectures, documentaries, research papers, old stories, forgotten facts, and anything that feeds their mind. They can spend hours learning about psychology. They can lose track of time studying ancient warfare. They can become completely absorbed in understanding financial loopholes or complex systems. It does not matter what the topic is. What matters is that it grabs their mind and refuses to let go. People around them often do not notice what is happening. A Sigma male can be sitting quietly, looking calm, yet his mind is racing through layers of information. He connects dots that do not look connected at first. He sees patterns where others see random noise. By the time he comes back up to the surface, he has insights nobody else even thought to look for. This ability gives Sigma males an unusual edge. They do not just learn, they uncover. They do not just study, they decode. They end up with knowledge that feels rare because most people do not have the patience or interest to go that deep. This habit also explains why Sigma males often understand people, systems, and situations far better than expected. Their mind has been trained to explore the roots of everything, not just the surface. They see the world like a layered puzzle, and each rabbit hole sharpens their vision even more. In a loud world filled with short attention spans, Sigma males become powerful because they dare to go deep. And depth always reveals what the surface hides. Number 4, quietly collecting information the world overlooks. One of the most fascinating things about Sigma males is their quiet habit of collecting information that the rest of the world walks right past. They do not force it. They do not try to act mysterious. Their mind simply works in a way that picks up details most people never notice. While others focus only on what is loud and obvious, Sigma males pay attention to the small cracks in a situation, the tiny contradictions in what someone says, and the subtle inconsistencies that slip through unnoticed. To a Sigma male, the world is always communicating, even when people are not speaking. They watch body language, they hear tone, they catch the small pause before a reply. They notice when a person's story changes just a little. They see when someone acts confident, but their eyes tell a different story. These details may seem meaningless to others, but to a Sigma, they are clues. They build a bigger picture from the smallest pieces. This habit is why people often call Sigma males intuitive. They seem to know things before they are said. They seem to predict situations before they unfold. They see the truth behind the mask. But it is not magic. It is not instinct alone. It is disciplined awareness. It is the constant practice of observing the world with a calm, quiet mind. What makes this even more powerful is that Sigma males do not brag about what they notice. They do not interrupt to prove they are right. They store the information. They think about it. They let it guide their decisions. This is what gives them an almost silent advantage in life. They avoid the wrong people early. They catch hidden opportunities. They protect their peace by understanding the intentions of others long before those intentions are revealed. The world often moves too fast for most people to see what is happening beneath the surface. But Sigma males operate on a different frequency. They slow down inside even when everything outside is loud. And because of that, they see the truth that others overlook without effort. Their awareness becomes their strength. Their attention becomes their power. Number 5, challenging their own beliefs. Most people think being intelligent or successful means controlling their ego by pretending it does not exist. They act humble when they want attention. They act confident when they feel insecure. They try to hide the ego instead of understanding it. But Sigma males do not do that. They keep their ego on a leash, not in a cage. They acknowledge it, but they refuse to let it run their life. A Sigma male does not deny his ego. He does not act fake to impress people. He knows that ego is a part of human nature, a part of himself. It is not something to destroy. It is something to guide, to manage, and to check before making important decisions. That is why he does not let anger, pride, or need for approval make choices for him. He evaluates, he observes, and then he acts from clarity rather than emotion. Keeping ego on a leash means he does not react just to feel powerful. He does not argue to win. He does not boast to prove himself. He understands that yielding to ego in those moments often costs more than it gains. One impulsive decision can ruin relationships, reputation, and opportunities. He refuses to let ego blind him to the bigger picture. This mindset gives him a kind of calm authority. People around him may misinterpret it as confidence or coldness, but it is neither. It is control. It is discipline. It is the awareness that every choice carries weight and that ego should never be the one holding the scales. Because of this, Sigma males rarely regret their actions. They are not perfect, but they are deliberate. They have trained themselves to pause before reacting. They have learned that the moment ego rules, clarity loses. Keeping ego on a leash does not make him less human. It makes him wiser. It makes him stronger. It makes him someone who can navigate life with patience, insight, and precision, while others stumble under the weight of their own pride. And that is the difference that sets Sigma males apart from everyone else. Number 6, building something from scratch. So they never have to depend on anyone. There is a reason Sigma males are so hard to control. They build everything from the ground up. They do not wait for someone to save them. They do not depend on luck. They do not sit around hoping life becomes easier. Instead, they create their own path with their own hands, their own mind, and their own effort. This habit is not just a skill. It is a mindset. It is an instinct shaped by their need for independence. A Sigma male looks at life like a toolbox. If something is missing, he learns how to build it. If something is broken, he learns how to fix it. If something does not exist, he creates it. This is why they often pick up money skills on their own. They study how to manage, multiply, and protect their money without waiting for advice. They learn business ideas not to impress anyone, but to make sure they never have to beg for opportunities. They grow their knowledge because knowledge gives them freedom. Most people hate starting from zero. A Sigma male loves it. Starting from zero means nobody controls the outcome. Nobody decides the rules for him. Nobody gets to limit his progress. When he builds something from scratch, the foundation is solid because he knows every piece of it. He knows the mistakes he made. He knows the lessons he learned. He knows the price he paid. And that makes the results stronger and more meaningful. This habit also explains why Sigma males are so calm. They do not fear loss the way others do. If something falls apart, they know they can rebuild it. If someone leaves, they know how to stand alone. If life turns upside down, they know how to recover. Their independence is not just emotional, it is practical, it is earned. People admire them without understanding why. The secret is simple. A Sigma male does not depend on the world because he already built his own. And once a person learns to build their own life piece by piece, they become unstoppable. Number 7, exploring their own limits in private. One of the most defining traits of Sigma males is the way they explore their own limits in private. They are not seeking attention. They are not posting achievements online. They are not competing with anyone else. Their growth is silent and personal. It is a deliberate test of what they can handle, both physically and mentally, without needing validation from the outside world. This can take many forms. Some Sigma males push their bodies through intense workout routines. They train in solitude, observing how far their muscles can go, how much endurance they can build, how much pain they can endure before it becomes strength. Others push their minds with mental exercises, testing memory, logic, or focus. They read, they solve puzzles, they engage in challenges that stretch their thinking. Every challenge is a quiet opportunity to measure themselves against themselves, not anyone else. There is a deep satisfaction in this kind of growth. Most people need applause to feel progress. Sigma males do not. Their progress is internal. Every small improvement becomes a private victory. Every struggle endured alone strengthens them in ways nobody else can see. This makes them resilient in a world where others depend on praise and recognition to keep moving forward. Exploring limits in private also teaches self-discipline. It builds patience, focus, and the ability to stay calm under pressure. It builds a quiet confidence that does not need to be announced. Sigma males learn that true strength is not in the audience. It is in knowing what they can do when nobody is watching. This private exploration becomes a foundation for independence. When life throws unexpected challenges, they are ready. When pressure mounts, they do not break. Every test they undertake alone prepares them for the battles that matter. Growth without applause, struggle without spectators, and victories that belong entirely to themselves. This is how Sigma males shape themselves into men who are quietly unstoppable. Number 8, listening to music. Not for entertainment, but for depth. One of the most subtle but revealing habits of Sigma males is the way they listen to music. They do not choose songs because everyone else is listening to them. They do not scroll through charts or trends to find the popular tracks. Instead, they pick music based on meaning, depth, and how it resonates with their inner world. For a Sigma male, music is not entertainment. It is reflection, a way to explore thoughts and emotions that words alone cannot capture. When they listen fully. They feel the rhythm, the lyrics, and the spaces in between. Each song becomes a mirror, reflecting parts of themselves they might not say out loud. They connect with melodies that echo their moods, with harmonies that match the quiet storms of their mind, and with lyrics that express ideas they are still shaping internally. It is a private dialogue, a conversation with their own thoughts and feelings. This habit also makes them deeply introspective. Over time, Sigma males build a library of music that tells their story, even if no one else hears it. The songs they return to often mark personal milestones, lessons learned, or moments of clarity. Listening to music this way is a form of self-understanding. It sharpens their perception of emotion and experience, and it allows them to process life without relying on anyone else for interpretation or validation. It also explains why Sigma males seem so layered and difficult to read. They are constantly in touch with emotions and ideas that remain private, often hidden behind a calm exterior. Music helps them organize those feelings, giving them insight into themselves and the world around them. For Sigma males, music is a tool, a companion, and a teacher. It is never about fitting in or showing off. It is about exploring depth, understanding complexity, and connecting with themselves on a level most people never reach. And this quiet, deliberate connection to music becomes another thread in the rich, intricate tapestry of who they are. Number 9, investing in skills that future-proof their life. One of the most powerful habits of Sigma males is their focus on investing in skills that future-proof their life. While most people chase trends, short-term gain, or social validation, Sigma males think long-term. They do not just want to survive today. They want to ensure that tomorrow, next year, and even decades from now, they remain free, capable, and unpredictable. This is why they pour time into learning languages, not for casual conversation, but so they can move through the world with ease and independence. They study finances, not to impress anyone, but to control their money and avoid being trapped by debt, dependence, or circumstance. They explore technology, not just for fun, but to understand the systems shaping the world and to manipulate them to their advantage. They dive into psychology, not as a hobby, but to understand human behavior, anticipate intentions, and navigate relationships with clarity. Every skill is chosen carefully. Each one adds a layer of freedom. Sigma males do not rely on luck or connections. They rely on competence. They know that the world can change suddenly, and the people who survive are those who can adapt, reinvent themselves, and move quickly without asking for permission. This habit also gives them an unusual confidence. They do not fear uncertainty because they have tools to handle it. They do not feel powerless because they have prepared for scenarios most people never think about. And because they are always learning, always improving, and always building, they remain unpredictable. Others cannot anticipate their next move because it is shaped by knowledge and skills few possess. Investing in skills is not about showing off. It is about security, independence, and self-mastery. It is about creating a life where they are the architects, not the tenants. And for Sigma males, this quiet, relentless preparation ensures that no matter what the future brings, they will be ready, capable, and entirely in control of their own path. Number 10, replaying conversations to catch what others missed. One of the most fascinating habits of Sigma males is their ability to replay conversations in their mind long after they have ended. While most people let words drift away, Sigma males keep them alive. They hear every tone, every pause, every hesitation, and every subtle change in volume or emphasis. To them, a conversation is never just a conversation. It is a window into someone's mind, an opportunity to understand motives, intentions, and truth that others overlook. They do this quietly. They are not obsessing in a way that seems unhealthy. It is a skill, a practice that sharpens their perception and keeps them aware. When they replay a conversation, they notice contradictions. They detect moments where someone said one thing but implied another. They see the tiny gaps in logic or emotion that reveal more than the words themselves. Over time, they build a mental map of people, noticing patterns that most miss. This habit makes Sigma males exceptionally good at understanding others. They can predict reactions, anticipate decisions, and spot hidden agendas with frightening accuracy. They rarely get blindsided because their mind has already catalogued the nuances of past interactions. Every conversation becomes data. Every word becomes a clue. And the insights they gain are stored silently, used strategically, and often applied without anyone realizing it. It also gives them an unusual level of patience. They are willing to observe, analyze, and wait before acting. They do not need immediate answers or instant resolutions. They trust their understanding of people because it is built on careful attention and repeated reflection. Replaying conversations is not about mistrust. It is about mastery. Mastery over interactions, over perception, and over their own response. For Sigma males, this quiet, meticulous attention to detail is more than a habit. It is a weapon, a tool, and a way to navigate the world with precision. And it is one of the reasons they are so hard to read, understand, or manipulate. Or, number 11, creating a life that makes sense only to them. One of the most defining qualities of Sigma males is their ability to create a life that makes sense only to them. Everything they do is intentional, even if it looks chaotic to outsiders. Their hobbies are not random distractions or fleeting interests. Each one is a brick in a fortress they are quietly building for themselves. It is a fortress of independence, resilience, and untouchable self-mastery. To a Sigma male, life is a project. Every skill they learn, every habit they cultivate, every experience they seek is part of a larger vision. They are not concerned with approval or following trends. They do not shape their life to fit anyone else's expectations. Instead, they shape it to fit their own understanding of what is meaningful, effective, and fulfilling. What others see as unusual or eccentric is actually a carefully constructed system that keeps them free and strong. This kind of life is not easy to build. It requires discipline, patience, and relentless self-awareness. Sigma males are constantly evaluating whether what they do aligns with their long-term vision. They cut away what is unnecessary, ignore what is distracting, and invest in what truly matters to them. Their hobbies, skills, and daily routines are not entertainment. They are tools, each with a purpose that strengthens their independence and prepares them for any challenge life might throw at them. The beauty of this approach is that it makes Sigma males unshakable. Because their life is built for themselves, external chaos rarely rattles them. Criticism, judgment, or pressure to conform do not hold power over them. They have built something that is fundamentally theirs, and it cannot be taken away. Creating a life that makes sense only to them is the ultimate expression of freedom. Sigma males are architects of their own destiny, quietly constructing a life that is self-directed, resilient, and untouchable. They do not need anyone else to validate it because they understand its value, purpose, and strength. And that is the secret behind their calm, unshakable presence in a world full of noise. In final words, the world notices a Sigma not because he seeks attention, but because he builds quietly while others chase noise. By now you have seen the depth behind the 11 hobbies that Sigma males love. These are not ordinary pastimes. They are reflections of a mindset that values independence, awareness, and mastery over life itself. Each habit, from learning skills nobody asked for to testing people quietly, builds a life that is purposeful, resilient, and uniquely their own. If you see yourself in these habits, If you feel drawn to solitude, deep thinking, or learning for the sake of growth, then you are already living the Sigma mindset in your own way. Being a Sigma is not about fitting in or being admired. It is about being honest with yourself, protecting your energy, and quietly becoming the strongest version of yourself. Remember, these hobbies are more than activities. They are tools for freedom. They are ways to sharpen your mind, build your independence, and navigate the world with confidence. They remind you that true growth does not need applause, and that your path is yours alone to walk. If this resonates with you, watch the video to the end. Let it inspire you to reflect on your own habits, embrace your quiet strength, and continue building a life that makes sense only to you. The Sigma mindset is not a label, it is a practice. And the sooner you understand it, the sooner you start living it fully. Thank you for watching, gents, and God bless you.